Hey guys, today we are going to be tackling something that I have been putting off for the longest time because I really just don't want to do it because it's gross, but we're going to clean our farmhouse basement. I don't know if you know anything about old farmhouses, but ours is, I'm pretty sure it was built in like the 1700s. So our house is old, and old houses have lots of little quirks to them, including not being completely critter proof, so you never really know what you're gonna find in our basement. But I figured this would be a good time to tackle this project because we just had to have our air conditioner replaced, and so we had to move everything out of the basement area to let the guys bring the equipment in, and they had to like drill through the concrete floor and all kinds of stuff, so there's like dust everywhere from that. So now's the time. Before I put everything back, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna suck it up. We're gonna get out the shop vac, try to get all of the disgusting things out of the way using that as much as we can. And then we'll get to organizing, wiping everything down, and cleaning. But let me give you a little picture of what this looks like before we start cleaning. So this would probably be a good time for me to tell you that if you have arachnophobia, you may not want to watch this video. We will come across many large spiders in this video. If that's going to freak you out, maybe click to the next one. But this is our kind of mudroom slash laundry slash food storage area. It serves many purposes. This is where I have all my canned goods. On these shelves here, I keep the curtains up to keep the light off of that stuff, and then I have like extra empty mason jars down there. I did a whole video on this pantry. I can link that for you so you can watch that if you want to see how this is organized. And now I can't get the curtain back up, so I'll deal with that later. Can't do it one-handed. Over here, this is our basement door, so this is where we come in from taking care of animals, and all of our muck boots and super dirty gloves and shoes and everything else is over in this corner. That really needs cleaned up, but yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna tackle it. It's gonna be okay. And then over here we have extra storage. This is right outside of my teenage son's bathroom here, but it's just like cups and Ziploc bags and garbage bags, paper towels, toilet paper, that kind of stuff. And then I also have some other mason jars over here, empty mason jars, because I just don't have enough room for mason jars. So they're kind of stuck everywhere. We're not even gonna look at my son's bathroom because teenage boys, enough said. That's a different project. Let me flip this light on for you. All right, so over here is our laundry area. This is our deep freezer, and we have it right underneath the laundry chute. Our laundry chute is right there. So we have a basket here on top of the deep freezer to catch the clothes. And then I have a laundry sorter here. There's another one over there on that side of the freezer. Over here is where we keep like the laundry soap and different like ingredients to make. I make my own laundry detergent, so I have the ingredients for that. This is the bucket that we keep the laundry detergent in after I make it. An iron that I haven't used probably ever. I just don't iron, so it's hanging around just in case like I need to iron some fabric if I'm making curtains or something. But honestly, like, you know, it's just kind of there just in case. But anyways, so laundry stuff here. That's just kind of like the area where my husband dumps his clothes when he's coming in and out from taking care of dogs and stuff like that. This is extra clothing storage for him for like his working outside clothes. And then all of our like coats and winter gear and hats and stuff like that is there. Then there's this really awkward space next to the dryer, which I've kind of just been using to store laundry baskets. It's kind of hard to reach, and it's like, I don't know, it really needs cleaned because it gets super dusty back there. Probably need to wipe down the washer and dryer too. It's like water softener thing or something. I don't even know what that is, honestly. And then our laundry tubs here. And then like underneath on the floor, and this is my fault, but like there's just a ton of extra stuff that we're not using, like empty containers and buckets and an old coat that the zipper broke that I just need to get rid of, and like stuff that needs to be taken out to my greenhouse. I have extra seeds that I wanted to plant like 2 years ago and never did. So just all kinds of stuff. This is gonna be a big project, and it's gonna be a dirty project because, like I said, old farmhouse basement is just, it's not a clean, tidy space. You can see like our walls are made of just unfinished concrete, you know, and it's kind of hard to clean that type of a surface because it's very rough and, you know, doesn't really come clean that easily. Yeah, I need to clean that windowsill up there too, obviously. But anyways, that is our starting point. That's what we're working with. One other thing I want to do too is, and this is going to be an arachnophobia moment when I take this down, so brace yourselves. Yeah, see our little spider friends in there. Hey. What another thing I want to do is grab as much of this food as I can and move it upstairs into the kitchen. As I've been eating down my stores upstairs, now I have some extra room in the pantry upstairs in the kitchen. So I want to grab some of these jars and carry them up and fill that up so that my food is easily accessible. And then we'll just shift everything down on these shelves to fill in the empty spaces and make some room for the things I will be canning this year. So anyways, that's the plan. So I guess we should just get started and get to it.
Take me home, take me on a ride. I got a good feeling about the colors lighting up your eyes. Take me home, take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you are is mine now. Take me home, take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you are is mine. Take me home, take me on a ride. I got a good feeling about the colors lighting up your eyes. Take me home, take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you are is mine now. I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling. Good feeling. I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling. Good feeling. You wanna do is move with me. I'm seeing blue, yeah. In a disco colored room, hearts are blooming.
All right, so this section is done. This is all vacuumed, wiped down, and everything put back in place over here. These are all empty mason jars, and then I have one container there that's empty right now that will be filled with empty mason jars as soon as we eat the stuff. So I was thinking of just going left to right and just doing my canning shelves next. Sorry, I'm tripping on the shop vac here. But I was gonna just go left to right and do the canning shelves next. But honestly, the canning shelves are the part that I'm excited to do. So I'm gonna save that for later, and instead I'm going to tackle this lovely section over here. And the camera does not do it justice, guys. Like, honestly, I don't think you can tell how disgusting and dirty it is over here. Yeah, I don't even know what is on those gloves, but this is the part that I'm really not looking forward to. So I'm gonna do it now and just get it over with and be done with the hard part, and then I'll go back to the more enjoyable parts later. So let's get to it. In this section, most of the stuff is not mine. Some of it's my husband's, some of it is my son's, and then my girls have a couple pairs of boots there, but most everything else is either my husband's or my son's, other than a couple things on the top shelf there and my muck boots. So what I'm gonna have to do is put everything in a box and have my husband and son go through it and tell me if there's anything I can get rid of, declutter, that they're not using. And then whatever they are keeping, I will try to put back neatly in this section. I am so glad to have this section done. That looks 1,000,000 times better. Nice and clean. That is a relief. I just have to have my husband and son go through that basket of gloves and figure out what we're keeping, and they'll probably go back on the shelf there. But now we're gonna go to the next section that I really don't want to do because it's dirty and annoying, and yeah, it's been here forever. But this is a pile of random stuff. A lot of it needs to go to my greenhouse, and some of it just needs wiped out, put away. Some of it needs donated or thrown away. So we'll do this next. All right, so this pile, I've been meaning to get to this for the longest time, but I never do because it's dirty and I don't want to touch it, but today's the day. Okay, so a lot of this stuff just needs to go to my greenhouse. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this. I might not. This is like just a whole bunch of containers, like berry containers from the store. I don't know. If I ever had a farmer's market or something and I wanted to sell stuff, these would come in handy. But to be completely honest, we usually eat all of our berries ourselves, and I usually have to supplement our berries by like buying some from other people too. So I'm not gonna have extra berries that I need to give out in these containers. I mean, I could do cherry tomatoes. That I could do. But you know what? They've been sitting here for years. I never touched them. I'm just gonna get rid of these. I don't need these. All right, so these are gonna go. Garbage. Okay. Then I have a dishpan that I'll probably just wipe this out and stick it with the rest of my garden stuff. This will go down to the garden shed. That's what I'll do. I'm not even gonna bother wiping it because it's dirty down there. We're gonna tackle that project another day. But I'm gonna throw this down in the garden shed with the other ones. And okay, that has a home. So Next we have seeds. All right, these are just like extra seeds that we're not gonna use that I was gonna just throw in the ground somewhere. So I just need to like make it a point to go out and throw them down and just do it and stop storing them in my basement for a day when I feel like going out and throwing them down. So you know what, when we go to put this in the garden shed, the seeds are going with us and I'm just gonna throw them in the first place in the yard that I see. So doing that. All right, done. Same thing with these. These are all just like extra seeds that I was gonna throw somewhere for like a food plot for deer or something. So we're gonna make this happen too when we go out there. All right. These I will keep. These I will use in the greenhouse. So these are going to the greenhouse. Need a greenhouse pile. Right there. Okay. This caddy, I thought I would really want one to like have a cleaning caddy, just make it easy to carry stuff around. You know what I might actually use this for is garden tools. So if I'm like doing stuff in the garden and I want to take my tools with me, I might do that. So this is gonna go in the garden shed. We'll put it with this pile. Going to the garden shed. All right. That has a home. Okay. All right, these baskets, I use these for harvesting when I'm picking berries. So let's throw these in the greenhouse. So this will go in the greenhouse pile. That's greenhouse. This is garbage. Oh, I missed. I'll get that later. Okay. You know, let me bring the garbage over here in case I have more. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, don't mind the grunts. This is life in your 40s. Okay. This needs to go to the greenhouse. This is for plants, for started plants that need a bigger pot. All right. These are garbage. Not using those. Oh, wow. The warranty card for my weed whacker that stopped working. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. I might look at this later because maybe this will tell me how to fix it. All right. Oh my gosh. Wow. These gloves. Okay, look at this. Do you hear that? This is like rock solid. Like I can't even bend the fingers of these gloves. I think these just need to get tossed. Okay. Oh my. Yeah. Same with this one. Oh, I have the bottom to this container over in the greenhouse, so take that. I do use that for starting seeds. Oh, these are extra parts to that weed whacker that broke. All right, I'm gonna keep that together. That. My compost thermometer. This should probably go in my garden, in my smaller tool shed in my garden. So we'll take that out. Yeah, take a pot for that. All right, these can go in the garden shed. These are just not plant stakes, but like stakes to hold down a greenhouse or something. All right, these, I'm gonna pitch these. I had past tense, a greenhouse that was like a hoop house with plastic over it. And we had a bad windstorm the one day and it ended up like in my neighbor's yard over there. The frame was all mangled and broken. So I threw the frame away. I did keep the greenhouse plastic, but these were to attach it to the frame. And since I don't have the frame, I don't need these. So there they go. Okay. Yep. That's garbage. All right. These can be garbage because it can, because I said so. All right. So this is like bird netting to put over plants and stuff. This should go down in the garden shed. Ugh. God, what stuck to my finger. All right. Garden shed. Good. All right, another dustpan that just needs to go to the garden shed. That is disgusting. I don't know if you can see from that angle of, oh my goodness, but like the amount of dust and cobwebs and like dead spiders that are stuck to this. It's pretty gross. But it's going into a shed that is also very gross, so that's okay. I'm not gonna take the time to clean this right now. It's not going anywhere clean. Deal with that later. Ew. It's the other glove. Look at this, guys. This is why I didn't want to touch this pile. Oh, gross. Okay. That's my cleaning rag. Okay, this coat, I threw it down here because I have a hard time getting rid of things because I'm like, well, what if I need it? The zipper broke and it doesn't close anymore. I actually got stuck inside of it, like no joke. I could not get out because the zipper broke while it was closed and I couldn't get out of it. It's a good thing I used to be a gymnast, we'll just say that. So I eventually managed to get myself out, but I can't use this coat anymore, so I'm just gonna throw it away because it's broken. I hate to do that, like I feel like I should donate it, but it's broken. And it's also disgusting and I'm not taking the time to clean it. So this is garbage. We're gonna throw this away. Okay, make sure I got everything out of the pockets. Oh, this has like inside pockets too. That's fancy. I mean, I had this coat for like decades. Okay, so it's not like I'm just tossing some coat I bought last year. It's very, very old. All right, everything's out of the pockets. Into the garbage we go. All right. Sometimes you just have to be ruthless. Otherwise, you end up with piles of stuff like this that never get cleaned up. So, all right. These are buckets. I don't use these for cleaning the house, obviously. So I'm gonna put these down in the garden shed too, so I can use them for like outdoor stuff if I need them. So that'll go to the garden shed. Look at this, guys. I can see the floor. I do use yogurt cups to plant seeds in. However, this one got mangled and bent, so I'm just gonna throw it away. And dun, 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 dun. Hey, we got rid of the whole pile. It's a miracle. So now I just have to like actually go take these things to those places to get them out of here. But let me get this stuff out of the way and get this cleaned up. Okay, that is 3 spaces done that I really didn't want to do. So I'm feeling motivated to tackle the last space that I really don't want to do, and then we're gonna go work on my canning shelves because that's the part that I like. So the next area that I really don't feel like cleaning is back here. So this is in between our dryer and the air conditioner, and then this is like the steps that go upstairs. So there's just this gap in here, and it's usually where I store our empty laundry baskets because I can't really do much else with this space, but it is really dirty. I'm sure you can't really tell with the camera. There's not very much lighting, but it's disgusting down there. I'm gonna vacuum that up and then wipe off the laundry baskets and get those put back. So I have this all vacuumed out, the empty laundry baskets in place. I'm not sure what happened to the other 3 that are usually here. I guess the kids must have sniped them and, oh, actually, no, I lied. I have 2 of them in my bedroom. Yep, I have some laundry I need to fold. Anyways, that's in place. These are wiped down. We're not going for perfection here. We're just trying to get done. So, all right, this corner over here, I decided to put one of the extra laundry baskets right there so that when I do have stuff that needs to go to the greenhouse or the garden shed, I can throw it in that basket and it'll be contained and I'll know exactly where it's going, what it's for, and then I can just grab that basket when I'm headed out to take care of animals and take care of it that way. So that is gonna work out there. We already looked at that section. So the next part is dun, 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 my canning shelves. Let's get started. So I've gone ahead and taken out all of the jars that I'm going to take upstairs to put into our kitchen pantry. And right now I'm just shifting all of these jars down, filling in the empty spaces from the jars that we've been using throughout the year so that I can condense everything and make room for the new stuff to go on the shelves. And at one point I am going to just stop the camera during this process because I use my iPhone, like an old iPhone, to film. And there's only so much storage on a phone. So at one point you'll just see the video cut out as I'm doing this little project here. But I am going to just finish shifting all of this stuff down. And then I'll hop back in to show you the finished product at the end. Okay, that ended up being a much bigger job than I thought it would, but I finally got everything all moved and lined up, and now I have empty space here to fill in for the stuff I'm going to be canning this year. I'm definitely going to need more space than that, so I'll have to get creative and find some other space or find somewhere else to put the empty jars to make room down here. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyways, I figured you probably are curious to see what's on my shelf, so we'll do a quick tour. Pickles. Peach preserves, not freeze dried. These are just dehydrated onions, I believe. And then I have chicken broth, more chicken broth, turkey broth, apple jelly. These are all freeze dried peppers. This is dehydrated bread cubes for like making stuffing or croutons or something like that. These are blackberries, freeze-dried bananas, some freeze-dried stuffed cabbage, got some chicken pot pie, freeze-dried chives, yellow squash, that's yellow summer squash. This was, okay, it turned out super weird. This was like bone broth, beef bone broth, and when I freeze-dried it, it turned into the texture of cotton candy, so I just don't know what's going on with that, but it's there. I'm sure if you add water, it'll turn back into broth, but it was super weird. Okay, more peppers, some Vidalia onions, some yellow onions. This is more turkey. We got freeze-dried kale powder. I think this is spinach, like perpetual spinach, which is actually a Swiss chard, but tastes like spinach. This is a few butter beans that I had left over. I should probably just plant them, honestly. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that many beans. It would take so long to cook them. This is butternut squash. And then down in this row, we have some tart cherries that I canned with stevia instead of a sugar so that I can eat those. green beans. We have chicken. I think this is chicken thighs. Yeah, that's all chicken thighs, chicken breasts, chicken wings, more chicken thighs and drumsticks and all kinds of good stuff there. This is beef. We get our beef from our neighbor's family, and that was in the freezer, but I decided to pull out a lot of the roasts and dice them up and can them so that they were out of the freezer to give us more freezer space, and they can make a really quick evening meal. Then there's beef broth. This is deer, so this is all deer meat, these 2 rows. Sweet corn, pumpkin, black beans. This is the juice from our Concord grapes. I love the color, it's like magenta. And for some reason, this is the juice from our green grapes, which is actually peach. So don't know why it turned peach, but that's what color the juice is from green grapes, apparently. This is all freeze-dried eggs. Our chickens are laying really well right now. So I'm freeze drying all of our extra eggs so that in the winter when they slow way down, we'll have eggs to eat, because we eat a lot of eggs in this house. So as of right now, this shelf is empty, ready for more. And I have a little bit of space down there too. I think this is all freeze dried peppers down here, but these jars are too big to fit up here, so I have to keep them down there. And the rest is empty jars. So that is what's on my canning shelves right now. And then we're gonna go look through what I have upstairs in the pantry. All right, so these are all the jars that I brought upstairs from down on the canning shelves, and we're gonna try to make room for them in here. This one pantry cabinet has pull-out shelves built in. This is the only one that has those shelves, but they're so nice for the canned goods. I can't fit quart-sized jars up here, but I can fit the pint-sized ones. So I'm gonna restock these shelves with the jars that I brought up. And if you have a pantry like this that's really deep, you can add these shelves. I'm sure there's a lot of different styles and kinds that you can add. But in all the other pantry cabinets, we don't have shelves like that. And so for the longest time, it was really hard to keep everything organized because they were so deep and I couldn't see what was in the back and you never knew what you had. But then I found these bins at Walmart. These are amazing. I love these. So these cabinets are 2 feet deep and these bins are just a few inches shy of that. So they fit perfectly in here. I can store tons of stuff, and I even have like heavy stuff in them. I have bins in this cabinet too. So we have like crackers, pretzels, chips, stuff like that. But down in the bottom, I actually have like heavy stuff. I have like potatoes and spaghetti squash and stuff. And these have held up really well. I mean, if I have really heavy stuff in it, like these bottles of oil and vinegar and stuff, I will hold it from the bottom when I pick it up. But I haven't had any of them crack, knock on wood. I've been really impressed with the quality of these. These are the Home Edit brand. And I got them at Walmart, like I said, so I'll try to put a link there for you. If they still have them, I will put a link in the description for you. But if you have really deep pantry shelves, these are amazing because you can access everything and organize it really easily. So I just wanted to give you that tip. So here is a quick tour of what is in my kitchen pantry. We have apple jelly and some more apple jelly. And then there is some tart cherry jam back here. Accidentally knocked my gelatin on the floor, but I buy the unflavored gelatin, and that way I can make it with stevia instead of sugar, and there's no artificial colors. So I always buy that. I have some organic tomato paste, some green chilies, some black olives, some mushrooms, and then down on the next shelf, a bunch of organic beans. I have some soup, some barbecue sauce that a friend of ours makes, and we have some apple butter from a local farm. And then I have garbanzo beans, pinto beans, and red kidney beans all down here. And on the next shelf, now we're getting into the home canned stuff. So I have chicken broth, beef bone broth. I have other chicken broth that's just labeled differently because it's a different brand. That's the brand that I got from Aldi before we had our chickens. And the brand of chicken I got from them, and I made my own broth from that. But anyways, that's why that's labeled differently. But then this is from our chickens that we were raising. And we feed them all non-GMO food and organic veggies from the garden. And so I like to label that separately because I know that's the super healthy chicken. So that's chicken from our farm. And then down on the next shelf, we have our home canned green beans and black beans, which we go through a lot of beans in our house. And on the next shelf, we have pumpkin, butternut squash, tart cherries that were canned with stevia instead of sugar, and then our homegrown carrots. Down here, we have canned peaches. And then we have some freeze-dried stuff. This is actually all leftovers from Thanksgiving. When we got sick of eating them, I threw the rest in the freeze dryer and then just saved them for a later date. But I have sweet potatoes, quinoa, and some chicken and noodles with gravy and peas. And that is all our Thanksgiving leftovers. And then on the next shelf here, I have some more freeze-dried stuff. There's some black-eyed peas, some garbanzo beans, some more freeze-dried blackberries and bananas, and then freeze-dried apples. And some of those apples we put cinnamon on too before we freeze-dry them, and they come out really good. Then the bottom shelf, this is all just store-bought stuff. This is our sauces and dressings and things like that. Maybe someday I will have the time to make all of that from scratch, but for now, we do still buy stuff from the store, and that's okay. But that is our kitchen pantry. And as we wrap up this video, let me give you some satisfying before and afters of all of the work that we've done today. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and the like button if you like this video. I will have some more content coming out for you as soon as I can, and I hope you enjoyed today. I hope this motivated you to tackle those projects that you really don't want to do, because having it done makes you feel so good. So hopefully I motivated you a little bit to get your stuff done, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.